Hi, Matt Meeker here with Innovative IDM to talk to you about the Omron NX1P2. Omron has quite a few different PLCs in their lineup. The NX1P2 is what we consider a brick PLC. That means that this one PLC body right here has inputs, outputs, the power, the logic, and the memory all built in. Everything you need for a fully functional PLC. It comes in different sizes, this being the largest size with 40 I/O total, 24 in and 16 out. The inputs are very easy to wire up. They're actually push-in. If you have a ferruled wire, it'll push right in. Luckily, even if you have a non-ferruled wire, just stranded or solid, they'll still push in. If you want to unwire it, very simple. A screwdriver will easily release the clamp and let you pull out the wire. Now what happens if this PLC gets struck by lightning or something like that happens to it and you have to replace it? Again, very simple. There are two screws on the input and output module. By removing those two screws, you can release the entire wiring module. That lets you replace the PLC without having to unwire anything, plug the module back in, tighten the screws back down, load your code in, now you're back up and running. This PLC has both EtherCAT and Ethernet built in. EtherCAT is what we commonly use for the machine I/O network. That means you're going to talk to remote I/O, servos, VFDs, any other machine type of components. The Ethernet IP network is usually used for talking to the front office, talking to your laptop to program it, or even talking to your HMI. Because those two networks are separate, EtherCAT being machine control, and then Ethernet being all the other protocols or all the other communication that you'd like, it keeps everything very secure for you. This also has an SD card input, if you need to do any extra data storage built into it. The SD card slot's right there. And the ability to add a battery if you know it's going to be powered off for a while and you need to retain your real-time clock. But what if the 24 in and 16 out are not enough I/O? What if you need more? Luckily, you can add more right there. Omron makes quite a few different input and output modules, digital, analog, temperature control, all kinds. You simply buy the ones you want and you add on, giving yourself more expansion I/O. You can add several right here on this, or you can even go to remote I/O. If you need to add remote I/O, you get yourself either an Ethernet or an EtherCAT coupler. This is EtherCAT, this is Ethernet. They look the exact same, just the part number is different. All you need to connect your remote I/O network to your PLC is an Ethernet cable. This is a Cat6 cable. That lets you plug in this remote I/O coupler to your PLC. And now, I can add more I/O. Inputs, outputs, analog, temperature, whatever you need. I connect it with a cable to EtherCAT to the PLC, and now I can have remote and expansion I/O. This I/O could be in the cabinet right here with me, or it could be 100 feet away in a different junction box. Really reduces your actual cabling needs by having just this have to run across the machine instead of lots of wire back and forth. What if you need motion? No problem. Omron's 1S servo series gives the ability to connect, again with EtherCAT, and that means I can now do, with multiple axes, I can do things like camming or gearing or controlling anything I need to with a servo motor. But what if you don't use Omron servos? What if you use Yaskawa servos? No problem. I can use the Yaskawa EtherCAT amplifier, and I can talk over EtherCAT from the Omron PLC, which is now my EtherCAT master, to third-party EtherCAT devices. And that means that I could use someone else's EtherCAT devices of different types, and control them. Even an SMC EtherCAT manifold. That means I can control my air valves over EtherCAT, even getting access to some additional I/O on my SMC manifold block. What if I need a VFD? Again, no problem. I can use an Omron VFD, add an EtherCAT card to it, and now I can even get control of a VFD. But what we haven't talked about yet is safety. What if you need to put safety in this picture? Again, not a problem. Get an Omron safety controller, Omron safety I/O, and you can add it to your remote I/O coupler. And now I have a full safety controller right here, as well as safety I/O. I can program that and have full control of my safety I/O from my machine. I can have that remotely, I can have it inside the cabinet with my PLC, wherever I want. Even right here on the PLC, if I remove this little cover, I have access to add extra cards. Those cards can be serial I/O, they can be serial communications, they can even be analog I/O. The Omron NX1P2 can cover all types of machines, from machines that just need a few I/O points to machines that need hundreds of I/O points, servos, safety, everything in between. If you don't need a type of I/O, The NX1P2 can do the job for you. Everything you need built right here. Inputs, outputs, the ability to do expansion I/O if you need it. When you're ready to talk about your next automation project, give Innovative IDM a call. Thanks.